Hello and welcome to And Now You Know. I'm Teresa, and tonight I'll be answering the question, is it true what they say about men with big feet? We've all heard the myth. You know what they say about a fellow with big feet, right? For the most part, I never really believed this to be true, but I can't lie that in my youth, an eyebrow may have been raised a time or two when I saw a guy with skis for feet. But is this true? Can a man's shoe size really be an indicator of hog size? Nope, not at all. The proof of this comes from a study published in 2002 in the British Journal of Urology International. Urologist Yodi Shah and N. Christopher wrote the paper, Can Shoe Size Predict Penile Length? Their study consisted of measuring the shoe size and stretched penis length of 104 men. Now, if that stopped you dead in your tracks like it did me, this is why they use the stretched measurement. That's because getting 104 volunteers to become erect in a clinical setting would be extremely impractical and ethically awkward. So they opted to go with the stretched penile length. That method consists of stretching a flaccid penis to the point of resistance and then measuring from the pubic bone to the tip of the penis. They also took measurements immediately after undressing to prevent shrinkage from temperature change. What they found, however, was zero correlation. None whatsoever. The average penis length was about 5.1 inches, and the average shoe size was UK size 9 or US size 10. Men with large feet were not consistently larger, nor were men with small feet consistently smaller. Which, guys, hey, do you want to finally know what the universally agreed upon medical method of measurement is? First, you start at the pubic bone. A rigid ruler is pressed firmly into the pubic fat until it touches the pelvic bone. This removes variation caused by different body fat levels. Then you measure from there to the tip of the penis. The reason for that is because two men with the same length could appear different externally if one has more fat over the pubic area. Then make sure you're measuring from the top, not the bottom. That's because measuring from the bottom results in inaccuracy from curvature, and the top side tends to be more straight and flat. Measuring erect or maximum stretched flaccid length is dealer's choice. Studies have found that both are almost identical in measurement. And for girth, use a flexible measuring tape and measure around the mid-shaft. That will give you the most accurate girth size. You're welcome. Moving on. So now that we know that the myth is bupkis, how did it even start anyway? Now, the true history is pretty hazy. Over time, there have been small references, but not enough to make it the common myth it is today. For instance, in ancient times, it was more of a general observation of proportion. A big man will obviously have big hands, big feet, big everything. It was more about viewing them as being powerful and dominant rather than anything sexual in nature. It's also well documented that in ancient Roman Greece, even up to medieval times, men who had large units were looked down upon. They were viewed as low intellect, low class, or an all-around galoot. Hence why there are so many statues of naked men with small members. It was considered elegant, noble, and civil. But historians say that the myth started around the early 20th century. Funny enough, it started because of the way shoes were being made. Before the 1900s, shoes didn't really have a standard sizing system. They either fit or they didn't. See, people love making correlations and finding patterns in things. Whether or not one exists, you'll still assume there is one. So once shoe sizes became standardized, people then started assuming that, well, if he has a size 11 shoe, that must mean they have a huge wiener. And if you're wondering why it took until the 20th century for it to become a sexual myth, well, there are several reasons. First is at the turn of the century, people really got into measuring things. Like the standardized sizing in shoes, once people started learning true heights, chest sizes, inseams, it started making people feel a certain way. Also around that time, even though openly discussing sex was still taboo, innuendo was not. The primary joke of, you know what they say about a man with big feet, either left you hanging with a wink and a nod, or the punchline of, they need big shoes, a classic misdirection. But a lot of the tongue-in-cheek humor started in pretty basic places, comedy clubs, locker rooms, and even military barracks. There's never been one definitive moment or cause that historians can point to for the spread of the big feet myth. World War II certainly helped spread it around the country and even the world. Plain and simple, men love ribbing each other, and it worked either way. If someone wore big shoes, they'd be asked if they were carrying a salami in their shorts. Then if you had little feet, you'd be made fun of for having a stick of gum. Which is a little weird because being in the military and in close quarters, I'm sure they'd all seen each other's personal equipment. But boys will be boys. Now, if you're thinking that the US is responsible for starting this joke, most countries already had their own version of this joke because it's parallel thinking. But because of its popularity with soldiers, when they went overseas and they were with foreign troops, they would not hesitate to bust it out. Then a weird bonding happened because, hey, we have that joke in our country too. And now you know. If you have any questions you'd like answered, feel free to send me a message on Twitter at ANYKShow or email me at andnowyouknowshow@gmail.com. Until next time.